Hi, it's James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to learn how to play Look at the Stars. In this game that has been published by Pandasaurus Games, that it's 2 to 8 player, you're going to be drawing out constellations. I'm going to try to do it in a manner that's going to get you the most points by the end of the game. So let's go ahead down to the table here, and I'll show you how to play Look at the Stars. All right, so this is Look at the Stars, and the components that you're going to get in the game here, you're going to get 8 different night sky boards here. You're going to get 30 night cards here, and you're going to get 19 bonus cards here. You'll get 8 dry and erase markers here, and these are going to be chalk markers, which are really cool. And you're going to get 8 wipes here, so each player could get a wipe and a dry erase marker. Now there's going to be a lot of these to pick from when you start up the game here, so you just can either randomly assign them or let people pick them. And this game can play up to 8 players, so you can see that these are slightly different each board here. So you'll get your card, you're getting your night sky board. All right, so then we're going to go into the rest of the setup. What you're going to do is you're going to shuffle these night cards here, and we're going to put them into 3 piles of 6. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to do that for 3 piles. Now the remainder of these cards you're going to put back in the box, so that you will notice that there is a good amount of cards left over that don't get played in this game. So there's a lot of variety on what actually comes out each game, so you have a lot of replayability. So you're not going to see all the cards, the night cards that could be there. You're only going to see this set of 3 6s. All right, the last part of setup here is you're going to shuffle up these bonus cards and put 2 out to play in the game. These bonus cards here are going to be what you're going to be aiming for throughout the game here to get your points and game scoring here. Now there's going to be 2 cards here that they recommend you start with. I believe this one here is the first one, and your other one is going to be the bear, this one right here. So these are the 2 that they recommend starting with, but after that you would normally just shuffle this up and place 2 out. And now these ones have these 2 backs on them. So the way this works here is you're going to flip this over, and I have this set of this back and this set of this back. Shuffle these up, and I would take the top card from this deck and the top card from this deck, and those would be my bonuses. So I'm not going to have 2 of these star cards. I'll have one, well, I guess they're both stars, but I would have one from this deck and one from that deck. And that's how you get your bonuses out, and that's all there is to game setup. All right, so let's get into how you're going to play this game. Well, this game is going to go over 3 rounds here and go until all these cards are flipped. And you're going to be drawing on your nighttime board as time goes by. You're going to be trying to aim to get these bonus points right here. Every time I get this by the end of the game, I'll get 3 points. This one here, if I ever complete this, I get to do a bonus action. Like right here, I will be able to draw an extra line somewhere if I want. And there's a couple other ones in here. Like this one here, I can draw a galaxy on there. So there's all sorts of different bonuses I can do for this side, but these are immediate bonuses, and these are going to be bonuses at the end, or points at the end of the game. So it does recommend that you start with these 2, and at the end of the rule book it does explain each of these different types of immediate bonuses you can get during the game. So what are you going to do? Well, throughout the game here, we're going to flip these cards over, and when we have these cards, you can turn them any way you want, but you can't do the reverse. This is a bad example here, but some of them, like this, if I flip it like this, I could do everything but that way. So I can't reverse it, but I could do any of those other directions and draw them, and you're going to draw them on your board. Now you can't connect planets with this. So you can't touch planets, but you're going to basically, like this one here, I'll place like this and like this. A couple other rules that you're going to have when you're writing these out is you can't overlap a line you've already drawn, but you can connect or intersect with any lines that are already there, and you're trying to make constellations for end game scoring in here. One really important thing here is you're going to be looking for adjacency on here, and with adjacency, the rule is that 2 objects are considered adjacent if they're placed next to each other orthogonally or diagonally. So you have to keep that in mind for the scoring that you could get with these planets and other things. So you're going to keep flipping these cards over here, and everybody's going to draw them on their board. Once one of these stacks run out, you'll notice there's this little arrow here, and that line from here down will become unavailable. So the sun is rising and I can't actually draw anything in this area. Once this stack runs out, I will lose the bottom 4 sections here, and I won't be able to draw in those either. So the night sky becomes smaller and smaller as the game goes by. So you have to keep that in mind as you're playing, and you may want to draw some down in these lower sections in here so that you don't run out of room before the game ends. Now, a interesting card that can flip, and there's 3 of them in the deck, is going to be shooting stars. These shooting stars you could draw out, and they will be 1, 2, or 3 lines on this board here. Once all these cards have flipped, you're going to end the game. When you end the game, you're going to do final scoring here. You're going to look on your board here, and you're going to try to score constellations. Now, constellations need to be groupings of stars here that you've drawn lines through. And you can only score a size of a constellation once. So what does that mean? Well, if you look at your little board here, you can mark off which ones you got. So a 3 constellation is the smallest constellation you can possibly have. If you have that on your board, you can mark this that you have it. Now, if you have multiples, it doesn't matter. Do you have one with 4 on there? Then you can mark this one. You have one with 8, you can mark this one here. It doesn't matter if you have 4 8s. If you have one with 8, you could mark it off. After you do that, you're going to add this up. So if I had all 3 of these, I would have 7, 15, and I would put 15 points here. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get points for however many constellations are next to the planet. So on this board here, I have 1 here, so I have 2 points. Then you're going to look at your shooting star, and you're going to see how many of those you did. Now, you can have up to 3 of those in a game. Each shooting star awards you 1 point for each line in it. So if I did this one here, I would have gained 3 points for that shooting star. So I'll put 3 points here. Now you're just going to do your bonus points and put them in here. So this one here, every time I did this bear constellation one, I would have got 3 points. And I'll place that in here. And some of these cards here, which are your instantaneous cards, would have also gave you potentially bonus points at the end. But you'll add those all up, and the player with the most points at the end of the game is going to win. And that, in a nutshell, is going to be how you're going to play Look at the Stars. Now, there's a lot of these different bonus cards in here. They're all explained at the end of the book. And for your first game, you're going to probably want to definitely explain these bonus cards thoroughly before you start the game. All right, so that was how you play Look at the Stars. Thank you for watching.